What's up, folks? We are kicking it with Tim and the Mechanic. I am Tim, joined as always by Brandon the Mechanic Cuttino. Brandon, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing well, man. Talking some kickboxing. You know, it's a beautiful day then.
That's absolutely right. Rough couple of weeks for you. Do you want to talk about anything going on? You've been a little bit sick here and there. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good, man. You know, just a little bit under the weather, but I know all our fans, you know, I had a fight scheduled for December 11th. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Had a little hiccup with the PA athletic commission. They didn't approve me, even though my doctors did approve me. But it's just that I didn't meet a certain requirement that they needed for my vision. So basically, all in all, it just means that I just can't fight in Pennsylvania ever, just like how Aljamain Sterling can't fight in New York, you know. So it is what it is. The fight's going to be rescheduled next year. Maybe looking to do it in either Delaware or it could be in New Jersey. But of course, you know, I'll keep you guys tuned. Just keep following us on the socials.
Absolutely. And as long as you're healthy, that's the most important part. And you're doing okay, right?
Yep, I'm doing great.
Brandon, you're the best. Absolutely. So let's get to it. We are doing our year-end award for kickboxing, and what a year it was for kickboxing. We saw retirements. We saw massive upsets. Some of the best knockouts of the past decade happened in 2021. It's been an absolute insane year. So let's get right to it. We're going to do Fight of the Year, Fighter of the Year, and Knockout of the Year in whatever order. But let's kick off with Fight of the Year. Some real capital fights this year. Rico Verhoeven had maybe the toughest title defense of his career against Jamal Ben Saddik, and it was an absolute banger war. Takeru and Leona Pettas going to war against each other in their title defense. Superbon and Petrosyan, Arkadiusz Wrzosek and Badr, Rodtang and Khalilov, Capitan and Zatout. What a year. If you were to pick a fight of the year, Mr. Cuttino, what is your kickboxing fight of the year?
Man, so many to choose from. But I'm not gonna lie, I one of the fights that you didn't pick, but a fight that I really think highly of is I got to go with my guy Cedric Doumbe versus Murto Groenhart. That fight right there, because there was bad blood. Dudes were going after it. They were both getting after it, and of course, it had a fantastic finish.
And it was a great storyline going in. A former champion versus the previous champion. This was settling their trilogy fight as well and ended with a massive overhand. Cedric Doumbe, I wish him all the best in his future with his I don't know how to describe it. He's adjusted to like having a bombing style. He's absolutely murderlating people at this point. Fight of the year for you is Murto Groenhart getting knocked out by Cedric Doumbe. I don't want to give this guy any more awards. He doesn't need any more gold. But the biggest war of the year for me was Rico Verhoeven and Jamal Ben Saddik. I don't want to give Rico more. He's got enough on his plate already. You know, he's got enough trophies. He doesn't need more. But 10th title defense, and he gets dropped in the first round, struggles to recover in the last rounds, and then finishes it in the fourth. It was a bang down. Like, this guy is absolutely going to war. His phone didn't even recognize his face by the end of it. It was an absolute insane fight. If you folks haven't seen it, definitely check it out, because it was a back and forth war. There was definitely moments where we thought, oh, Jamal Ben Saddik is the next heavyweight champion, right?
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, absolute hell of a fight. Let's move on to Knockout of the Year. And I think this is my favorite category because we've had so many good knockouts this year. I'm going to throw some at you here, and then you can pick a different one. Anyway, that's no problem there. Takeru KOs Leona Pettas. Again, this is defense. Cedric Doumbe knocking out Murto Groenhart. Absolutely amazing overhand. We had a leg kick TKO with Gokhan Saki coming back to kickboxing and defeating James McSweeney. Arkadiusz Wrzosek in his amazing comeback knockout against the heavyweight great Badr. Superbon against Petrosyan. I mean, this is probably knockout of the decade. That was an insane knockout. Hamicha and Debili, Capitan and Razmanov, Marat Grigorian retiring Andy Souer. Absolutely insane year. I mean, there's so many good knockouts. What is your knockout of the year kickboxing 2021?
So I know. This is why we try a little more time. Like, I know this one's gonna have great debate because I know which one you're probably leaning towards, which is one where I think everybody's more leaning towards it. And I know the one you're going with is a great knockout. But for me, it's got to be the Wrzosek over Badr fight. I think that's knockout of the year. Why? Because to me, the dude was done. He was out. Like, everybody knew this fight's about to be over. Badr was about to drop this dude, another body shot, and then just the flick of the foot. And then all you saw was stiffness. Badr was like this. It was like he was on a crucifix. Like, he got crucified. That's what happened to Badr. He got crucified because the way how he's landed, arms were out, stiff as a board. That's why I go with Wrzosek over the most one, which I'm sure the one you're gonna choose is gonna be the Superbon one, because everybody likes that one, because I think it's just because of who Georgia Petrosyan was, the GOAT. But Superbon to me was still controlling that fight, while to me, Wrzosek, man, he was dead to rights. He was done. It was a Hail Mary. He threw up, he got lucky, and then boom, Badr got blessed. Like it was a Hail Mary. Badr he got crucified. Wrzosek got blessed. That's what happened. It was a hallelujah moment.
Man, when I was doing the write-up for this one, I was just like, oh, this fight is insane. Arkadiusz Wrzosek, because remember, the rule is 3 knockdowns in 1 round and you're out of it, all right? He got knocked down twice in the first round and once in the second. Badr backed him up to the corner. He's in the corner. Arkadiusz Wrzosek was basically unranked. He was an unknown person. He was 1-1 in Glory Kickboxing. He was set up to get knocked out by Badr, and he was on the road. He wasn't landing anything. He landed 1 strike this fight, and it's iconic as well. The way that Badr fell down, there's blood on his face, there's blood on the back of his head. He's stiff on the side of, oh my God, Arkadiusz Wrzosek. He's such a nice guy, too. In the interview, he's such a sweetheart. But yes, of course, for my knockout of the year, I absolutely love the Arkadiusz Wrzosek, but I'm going to have to pick Superbon doing a head kick knockout on Giorgio Petrosyan. One Championship was in communication with me, and they said, we're going to get you after this fight, we're going to get you an interview with Giorgio Petrosyan. I said, okay, great. Then after the fight, they said, someone broke his jaw. We can't do any interviews with Giorgio Petrosyan. So I had skin in the game during this fight as well. But it is one of the greatest knockouts of the decade. This guy hasn't lost in 2013. And when he lost in 2013, it was a big upset then. He's been on like a 40-fight win streak. He was outpointed in this fight, and he fell for a trap. Superbon outpointed him, outworked him, and landed a head kick KO that was one of the best of the past decade. Giorgio Petrosyan, who's certainly in talks to be one of the top 3 greatest kickboxers of all time. I know One Championship really does have the narrative that he's the greatest kickboxer of all time. I'm not going to pick anybody over Ernesto Hoost. I think that's just me. I think most people maybe agree with that. But Giorgio Petrosyan certainly in being that technical was one of the greatest, and he got head kick knocked out this year against Superbon. Oh, and it was a fight you picked as well. You picked that one right.
It was.
You can just pat yourself on the back for that one forever now.
Horowitz,
I'm going to throw some quick ones out for Female Fighter of the Year. Janet Todd, 2 wins over, defeated a Muay Thai champion this year. Janet Todd is a really great kickboxer. She's so technically sound. Jackie Buntan, 3 wins, defeated Wonder Girl this year. She's very technically sound, and I think she's probably the breakout star of the year for Muay Thai and kickboxing. Tiffany Van Soest, she had 1 title defense in Glory. And then Sanjor Torng, I'm so sorry, but she was the first female champion in Lupigny Stadium history, so she made history this year. 4 female fighters really stood out. If I were to pick one, I'd probably just pick Janet Todd as Female Fighter of the Year. She had 2 important wins over notable competition. Do you have any pick for Female Fighter of the Year in kickboxing?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sorry, could you say, what was the second name that you said?
Jackie Buntan.
Yeah, I think I would go with Jackie Buntan. What reason why is because to me of the fighters, she had the most fights. She had the 3 fights, and also too, like you said, she most likely probably was the breakout star as well. Beating Supergirl, right? Yeah, or Wonder Girl. Yeah, Supergirl. Yep. So I think so. Like I can't give it to Tiffany Van Soest. She only had 1 fight. I can't give it to Anissa Meskin as well. She only had 1 fight. I mean, one person who I truly love, which is Joanna Bars, but again, she hasn't been active as well. To me, I can't give you Fight of the Year if you only had 1 fight. You at least have 2 or 3 or multiples. Janet Todd was close, but I just eked it out because I think just Jackie, she just had 1 more fight, and plus, like you said, she probably would be breakout year for the females.
Oh, absolutely. Jackie Buntan had a whirlwind year, 3 wins. And again, basically coming from unknown to 3 wins and 1 championship. She's staring down we're looking at a title shot for her in her next fight. And if you were teaching kickboxing to people, you could roll tape of Jackie Buntan. She is very good at Muay Thai kickboxing. And she is technically sound. So Jackie Buntan had an amazing year, going from unknown to getting millions of views on One Championships channel. Kind of a big deal here. Let's do it. Fighter of the Year. Some of these guys had amazing wins this year. Some of these guys had amazing streaks. I'm going to run down a couple of names for you. Rico Verhoeven had 3 wins this year. He won a tournament. He defended his title. Cedric Doumbe had 1 big knockout this year. Capitan, 3 fights, picked up a title along the way and had 1 draw this year. Masaki Nori, 4 wins this year. Picked up a title, won 3 of them by knockout. Absolutely insane. City Chai, 2 wins. He needed a comeback year. Superbon, 1 win. Over a huge, got a huge knockout along the way. Rodtang, 2 wins, title defenses. Tenshin, 2 wins, title defenses. Pretty insane year for a bunch of these guys. If you were to pick a fighter of the year, Kickboxing 2021, Mr. Cuttino, what do you think?
I'm going with Masaki Nori. Dude is straight nasty. He's a beast. Like you said, 4 fights, 3 of them knockouts, and they were brutal knockouts as well. This dude, he's a nice guy, but in that ring, he's not so nice, putting beatings on people. I gotta go talk. I mean, I've known of him since, I want to say, man, like years ago. Like I want to say when he was like 18, still in high school, and he was and he was fighting. Like that's how much I've known of him and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I got to go with Nori. Like I said, Doumbe to me was a close to title fights. Taking people on short notices. He was a champion that didn't matter who. But I gotta go with Nori. Like I said, man, he put in the work, getting the knockouts. Kudos to him.
Absolutely. Masaki Nori had an awesome year. 4 wins this year. He picked up the K1 Grand Prix welterweight title along the way. 3 of those fights, it is insane. You can watch them back to back. You can find it on their YouTube channel. He got 3 fights on one night, 3 knockouts in a row. It's an absolutely insane feat to see that he did that. He won the World Grand Prix in K1, picking up the welterweight title. Masaki Nori did have an amazing year. And I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to give Rico Verhoeven another trophy. He's just gonna have to add it to his shelf. I'm so sick of giving Rico Verhoeven more awards and more trophies and more belts. I'm sure he's tired of it too, but 4 wins in that weight class. He picked up their heavyweight Grand Prix title along the way. He also defended his title for the 10th time this year. I don't know. This guy just had an absolutely amazing year. Comparing quality of fights, comparing apples to apples for everything, he had an absolutely insane year. And I don't want to pick Rico either. You have to pick Rico Verhoeven in this case, but there's no wrong pick. Masaki Nori is an absolutely awesome one. So we got to get out of here because I got to run. I got to fly out in a bit and do some testing. So we're going to be back next year and we're kicking off. We're going to be covering some K1 fights. We got some 1 championship stuff coming up. What else we got going on, Brandon?
I was going to say, guys, remember, you can buy our shirt at fightersfirst.shop. Tim and the Mechanic, represent the show if you love us. Tell your friends, tell your family members. Like I said, holidays are upon us, right? You guys are celebrating Christmas or you're celebrating Kwanzaa. You can get them some merch. Let them know. Tim and the Mechanic, get the shirt at fightersfirst.shop. All right, guys? And remember,
I've ordered mine. The purple one's on the way. I love the purple one. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, I was going to say, guys, thank you guys for joining us on this adventure. I hope we're just glad that you guys are kickboxing fans just like me and Tim. And please keep rocking with us. Like I said, we're going to come back in 2022 and we're just going to keep it going. Like I said, we're going to talk some Glory, some Lion fight. We'll talk some K1 as well. Get some rides on the same. We're going to do it all in 2022.
Oh, man, it's going to be an absolutely amazing year. Thanks for joining us on our 2021 year-end awards. If you disagree with us, please don't be shy about it. Let me know why I'm wrong, because I usually am. Let Brandon know why he's right, more importantly. Folks, links will be down below. My name is Tim Wheaton, joined as always by the mechanic Brandon Cuttino. Thanks so much for joining us, folks.